It's 9 o'clock on day 11. I don't think I've talked to the camera at all today, or I don't even know where I left off yesterday, so I'll just start from scratch. So yesterday I hiked 15 miles into Hikertown, got there at 11, got a hitch in a semi to a place called Weeville Market where 9 of us stayed the night, ate some good food, had access to bathroom, bathroom, water, toilets. Stayed there throughout the day today. Didn't even really have to hitch back to trail today. Some guy walked in and asked if we needed a ride, and we just got a ride with him. Got back to trail, started hiking the aqueduct at around 5:15 this evening. And again, the aqueduct is a section of the trail that actually goes through the Mojave Desert, so plan to do it at night, which is why I started around 5, with the goal of hiking 17 miles out to the next water source under a bridge where there's also shade. It is 9 o'clock right now. We just stood up from our halfway break, so we've already hiked 8.7 miles of the aqueduct and have 8.6 miles left. I'm hoping to get that done before midnight, so we don't have to do too much night hiking. Obviously you can see I have my headlamp on, so it's already dark. Stars are starting to come out. I am currently hiking with Mia, Soren, Emily, Isabel, and then Dirt Nap started with us too, and someone named Amy that I just met today as well has joined in. When we started the aqueduct, Love Child, Shitwater, Emma, and Georgia were also here, but they're now ahead of us. They didn't stop halfway for a break like we did. 6:30 a.m. I don't know if I said this last night or not, I forget, but we made it to our planned stop point after the aqueduct. It's about 17.6 miles later. We made it at 12:05, so midnight basically. I think of our group, only me and Emily made it. Love Child and Sweet and Shitwater also made it, but they're kind of different groups. So Mia, Isabel, and Soren did not make it here last night, at least that we can believe, or that we can see right now. I hiked with another girl named Amy, part of the aqueduct. She was just someone else who left Hikertown went a little bit after we did, and me and Amy ended up doing a total of 0.8 miles off trail. We did 0.4 miles in the wrong direction. There was just a fork in the road and it was dark and we didn't pay attention, so I added 0.8 miles to my day yesterday. So obviously we did at night, so it was cool, but the aqueduct is basically flat, no elevation change, so that it's easy walking, except that it's on cement. So there's the pipe section, but the vast majority of the aqueduct is just walking on a cement road that is, I guess, over the aqueduct. Everyone's feet and ankles and legs were definitely hurting last night. I haven't stood up yet to know how bad mine are, but right now we're camped right at Cottonwood Creek. There's a bridge and a stream and maybe a faucet. I don't know. It was too dark last night to check it out, and I haven't left the tent yet this morning, but we're already surrounded by wind turbines. When I tried to put up my fly on my tent last night, the wind was definitely almost knocking over and breaking my pole, so I had to sleep without my rain fly. Everyone else just cowboy camped last night. Cowboy camping is sleeping on your sleeping pad with sleeping bag, but no tent or shelter.
I didn't want to do that last night, so I at least have my tent set up. But our next goal for the day is just make it 6.5 miles to the next water source where we can siesta and sleep again for as long as we want, and then continue hiking again later tomorrow, or later this afternoon. I guess one thing I didn't mention, I said it was easy walking, but actually staying awake that long till midnight was actually not that hard at all. Yes, I didn't want to do it. And I wished it was shorter and wished we were moving faster, and we hiked over 3 miles an hour. So it wasn't necessarily fun. Don't like night hiking, but it was actually much easier than I thought. I didn't crash as hard as I thought I would, so yay for that.
How to think about you and it's negative and
Made it 6.5 miles out from where we camped last night, where thankfully we just planned to siesta here for a long time. It's about 10:30. We plan to stay here till probably about 4, and then only hike another 7.5 miles to the next water source, and that will leave us with less than 10 miles in detached feet tomorrow. So a nice simple day, but we all need more sleep after last night. You might notice the only casualty of last night is somewhere in the night I lost my hat, but I'll take that as the only casualty. So on to some relaxing. That tree right there is where a lot of the hikers currently are hanging out under the shade that I'm heading to imminently.
You're getting it a lot of sun.
No, it's okay. It'll fade into a tan. It'll just take like 48 hours.
Yeah. Oh, it's nice. When did you leave last night?
So I've been hiking about 15 minutes since leaving the siesta spot. It's been kind of interesting. This section of trail has really grouped up hikers. So most of the time hikers are kind of doing their own thing out here, don't really group up, and then group up more in town. Or but because we all had to leave Hiker Town at a certain time of day, and then because the water sources after Hiker Town and the shade sources, you know, after the aqueduct are pretty limited, we're all following pretty much the exact same schedule. So we hiked 17 miles last night. We all woke up and hiked 6.5 miles from the end of the aqueduct to the next water source where we all hung out from like 10 o'clock to 4 o'clock today in the shade. And now we're hiking 7.5 miles to the next water source where the majority of us will camp. So at the siesta spot there's probably about 15 hikers, and most of them will probably be at the cache again tonight. The water cache being, there's someone named Ray who maintains a water cache in the area. Basically there must be a road there, but he brings in giant jugs of water supplies water to hikers, because without a trail angel like Ray, there would not be another source of water until Tehachapi, which would have been like 16 or 17 miles away from where we just left. So Ray maintains the water cache so we can all make it safely to Tehachapi. But you know, after we left the aqueduct, which was on the desert, on the part of the Mojave Desert, we're a little bit higher elevation now, but it's still so hot. It's not been windy today, so it feels like we're walking in a sauna. So hopefully, you know, the rest of today starts to cool down fast, and then we finish our hike off tomorrow morning when it's cooler. But the climb up and away from the aqueduct has definitely been kicking our butts, and I think all of us are feeling a little bit sluggish today. I am 0.2 away from the water cache, where as long as there's space for tenting, I plan to set up my tent and eat dinner ASAP. This last hill went on forever, but is really nicely graded, so it wasn't too hard, just long. Once it gets to the water cache, we'll have gone 14.5 miles today. Yeah, 14.5 miles today, and gained over 4,000 feet of elevation. So it was a little bit rough today. But I think one thing I didn't mention earlier is right where we camped last night, there's a bridge and water. And in the morning, there was a trail angel named Costanza who hiked the trail last year. And so he set up his truck right there where we camped, so that in the morning he was giving us trail magic. So he had cereal and milk, sandwich ingredients, pop, cookies, chocolate, was cooking brats. So he really took care of us this morning. And so that was my first official trail magic, and it definitely started out the day on the right note.